Hey all, welcome back to Videshi Chai. Now the US is back in the news not just for the shocking $100,000 fee for new H-1B petitions, but also for college closures, last-minute program cuts, and even faculty layoffs. For Indian students and families, this raises the $1 million, or should I say 50 lakh rupee question. Is that American degree still worth it? Or are you buying into a nightmare?
I love data. It resolves misinformation. Let's talk to experts, analyze news, and smartly plan your study abroad journey.
Hello aspirants, welcome to Videshi Chai. Let's start with the numbers. In 2023-24, the US was at a record high, 1.1 million international students. Indian students were the fastest growing group, and together, internationals contributed over 50 billion to the US economy. But by mid-2025, things flipped. New arrivals dropped nearly 30% in a single July. For Indians, in some months, the drop was over 45%. That's not just a dip, it's a sign. Families are rethinking whether a US degree is still worth that price tag. The reasons? Well, some are pretty obvious, while some are quite shocking. Let's have a look at them. Visa delays, policy changes, and uncertainty. Visa delays have been on the rise. Interviews for F, M, and J visas were suspended for periods. When they resumed, new social media vetting rules became the talk of the town. Many students report that even after getting admission, scheduling a visa interview or getting approvals in time is a gamble. Adding to this, the US recently introduced a $100,000 fee for new H-1B petitions. While it doesn't affect current holders or renewals, it makes the post-study work route far riskier for fresh graduates. On top of that, a proposed bill could raise the H-1B wage floor to $150,000 and overhaul the OPT lottery. Not law yet, but enough to scare families. Overselling by universities. With domestic enrollments falling, US universities depend heavily on international fees. Forbes listed around 16 private non-profit colleges that are highly dependent on foreign student tuition and which are financially vulnerable under current visa and enrollment regulations. Some admit more students than they have the resources for. This means overcrowded classes, generic career support, and in some cases, programs being suddenly shut down. In Pennsylvania, master's programs rescinded up to 60% of offers after students had already accepted. Imagine paying an application fee, getting admitted, and then suddenly being told that this ain't happening. Apart from that, more than 150 US colleges are now on a closure or merger watch list. It is more serious than it sounds. Universities are slashing programs midterm to save money, and often in the international students who has to take the brunt. Even elite schools aren't immune. Harvard itself faced a temporary SEVP suspension in 2025, creating chaos for international students before courts intervened. Student visa to work Bottleneck, the one straightforward path from F1 visa to OPT to H1B, has turned into a lottery. In July 2025 alone, visa approvals fell sharply. OPT processing delays mean job offers sometimes expire before paperwork clears. As for the H-1B lottery, it's more competitive than ever. Students describe it as living in a lottery where the prize is just not getting kicked out. Rising cost and personal hardships, tuition plus living expenses still hit 50 lakhs or more. Add inflation, housing shortages, expensive health insurance, and limited work options, and it becomes a financial pressure cooker. Behind the glossy brochures, there are real stories. Students working 2 jobs off the books just to pay rent skipping meals, or living far from campus to save money. And mental health. Surveys say nearly 3 out of 4 international students are at risk of anxiety or depression. And here's the hardest part. Many students feel they can't speak up. One Indian student said she deleted every political post from her phone before her F1 visa interview just in case. The 50 lakhs question. Okay, so let's come back to the $1 million question. If a US degree costs you 50 lakh or more, is it still worth it? The answer is that it depends on you. If you are targeting top tier universities with stable funding, you still have a good shot at strong outcomes. Many Indian students do make it, land great jobs, and settle down. But for mid-tier schools, or if you're only going because everyone is going, or because you just want a degree, then the risk is real. No guaranteed internships, no guaranteed jobs, and with the political unrest happening lately, there is no guaranteed lifestyle either. So the smarter approach, according to me, would be to cross-check the financial health of the university first thing in the admission process. Search for whether the program has faced any cuts. Make sure you talk to 2 to 3 alumni and make sure that they graduated recently, as they would have a better idea of the current job market as compared to others. If doubtful, have a plan B country. UK, Australia, even Germany and the Netherlands all are offering clearer pathways right now. Here's the truth. The US isn't a bad choice, but it's no longer the obvious choice. For Indian families, 50 lakh rupees is not just money, but years of savings. Sometimes this is a loan that can tie down a whole household. Hence, before you make that leap, ask not just, can I get in, but will this investment respect me as a human being or just milk me for tuition? If this video helped clear things up, share it with a friend who's considering the US. And yes, let me know in the comments, would you still spend 50 lakh on a US degree in 2025? Or are you considering other countries now? I'm Jainish, and this was Videshi Chai. See you in the next one.